Do you wonder what it would be like to move to a different country, a different continent? Today, we're sharing things that shocked us after moving to Madeira, Portugal.
If you're just finding us, welcome to Track Us Down. I'm Monique.
And I'm Doug. Our channel is all about downshifting to an early retirement, living a healthy lifestyle, and enjoying all the freedom that comes with it.
After over 25 years of working hard, we retired from our careers, we sold everything, and we began our second half of life. We begin here on the beautiful island of Madeira, Portugal.
So we've been here for what, four months now? And there are some things that are obviously quite different than where we used to live. We're gonna do a fun video here today about things that really, they surprised us in a funny, light kind of way, nothing upsetting, but we're calling it shocked.
So we are gonna count down our 10 things that shocked us moving here to Madeira, Portugal. Number 10. The laundry situation. Back in North America, like most people, we had our laundry in our basement or on the main floor. You had a washer, you had a dryer, and that was just kind of the norm. Moving to Portugal, the washing machine is usually in the kitchen, and there are no dryers, none. Everybody line dries. So if you have a balcony, you buy a folding rack and you put your clothing out to dry. In our case, if you haven't seen our apartment tour, it'll be linked down below. We don't have a balcony, so we put our folding rack near an open window to dry all of our laundry. So number 10, the laundry situation. A little shocking.
And I'm gonna say that's probably a little bit to do with, if not all to do with, the fact that electricity is much more expensive on an island, as it would be the most expensive utility here in Madeira, and dryers take up a lot of energy. Number 9, the cell phone situation. Cell phones are a great addition to our lives. We've watched them progress from back when we did traveling without any kind of devices, GPS or phones. Now it's a staple. Everybody has a cell phone, but really, what are we doing on our cell phones? Most people, I think, are messaging. They're on WhatsApp, they're on their iMessages, they're just text messaging, or they're watching videos. Maybe they're watching our videos. You don't see a lot of people talking on their cell phones a whole lot unless it's an appointment or a meeting. Here in Madeira at least, everybody is on their cell phones. They're walking down,
all the time.
Yeah, they're walking down the sidewalks, whether it's during our early morning walks or late at night, people are walking along and they're actually on their cell phones talking to somebody else as they walk.
I think they're all talking to each other.
Maybe, but we were shocked by how much people actually use their cell phones for talking on. So number 9, cell phone usage.
Number 8, runners. Coming to Europe, I guess in my mind, I always thought it was sort of fancier, and to some degree it is. I mean, people are very, very well dressed.
They are.
Men are dressed not in suits, but definitely collared shirts, sometimes sweaters. Women are dressed in dresses or nice pants and blouses, but everybody wears runners.
Everybody.
It kind of makes me think back to sort of the 1980s working girl kind of look where people are wearing business suits, they're wearing runners.
But nice runners.
Nice runners, really nice runners. And I understand why they're wearing runners, because it is Madeira, it is hilly. You have to walk up, you have to walk down, and it's cobblestone everywhere. So it makes sense, but it's still surprising to see how many people are wearing runners.
I think people often think there's a preconception about Portugal and it's slippery, and I think that's true at times after it's rained and some of their more decorative stone sidewalks they have, maybe in Lisbon. Around here on Madeira, they do a lot of interlocking stone, but I'm gonna say that that stone is made out of their volcanic rock, crushed made into interlocking stones. It's very grippy, very pebbly, and it's great for grip. Rain or shine, there's no problem with grip walking around here. But it is rough. If you get down and feel it, it is very rough and it wears out the bottom of your soles very quickly. But on that note, there's shoe stores everywhere here. They have so many shoe stores and beautiful shoes in the windows and everywhere. So they look after that.
So maybe that's why they always have nice new looking runners, because they're replacing them. we're about to replace our runners and we've been here only a few months. So number 8, the runner situation.
Number 7, safety. Of course, coming from my law enforcement background, that's something that's important to me. And we were shocked at how safe it is here in Madeira, maybe in Portugal as a whole. I can't speak to that.
Portugal is rated quite high for the safety index in the world. Yeah.
That's right. But here in Madeira, I don't think there is crime. I'm sure there's some petty crime, but there's virtually no crime here. And there's people walking around at any hour,
that's right,
light or dark, and it is perfectly safe to do so. You never feel unsafe walking around here or doing anything.
Right, and even at places like the gym or when we've gone out to cafes, I've noticed that people aren't carrying around their possessions the way I would back in North America. If I was going up to purchase something, I would take my purse with me. I noticed they'll leave their purse on the table unattended while they go pick up their coffee and then walk back. In the gym, they'll leave their bags open and their phone out and things unattended while they go take a shower and do something else. It's just different. I think they just have a sense of safety. It's not reported consistently in the newspaper or online about the crime all the time, so people have a sense of safety here.
There's not a huge police presence like you would see back in North America. It's just people living a happy, safe life day to day. So what shocked us at number 7 was how safe it is here.
Number 6, winter wear when it's 65 degrees out. So 65 degrees, 20, 21 Celsius, that's winter time here in Madeira, Portugal. And in the shops and on the streets, the fashion you see is winter wear. It's interesting to see a new batch of tourists come in. As we look from our window, you can see people in shorts and t-shirts, which I get it, it's quite warm out.
It's warm,
it's
summer,
sunny,
yeah.
But the Portuguese here, the people from Madeira, and even I try and be a little more thinking about it as winter. And you do see sweaters, jackets, puffer coats.
Parkas.
Beanies. Definitely
wool
jeans,
hats.
Definitely black boots, dark nail polish. The whole winter vibe is happening, even though this is somewhat what we would call summer.
So it's kind of funny, I walk into Sports Zone, their local sports store, or in the mall, I'm looking for shorts, I'm looking for swim trunks, but all I see is parkas.
So coming in at number 6, what shocked us? Winter wear.
At number 5, cars shocked us here, and the roads that go along with it.
Absolutely.
I'll start with the cars. They're much smaller than what we have typically back in North America. You don't see hardly any, if at all, pickup trucks. Certainly not big pickup trucks. I used to have a Chevy Avalanche.
That would look so out of place here.
It would look silly here. It would not fit on the island. And we had a Toyota 4Runner.
Yeah.
Even that would look quite out of place here on the island. Most of their vehicles are small. They have to, and that goes with the roads. The roads are small here, they're narrow, and they go up steep hills. So what you're looking for here when you are looking for a car, something small, preferably maybe with a diesel engine, or electric is really catching on here right now, electric or hybrid. And you want something that's strong enough to go up those hills and small enough to fit on those roads. And the cars themselves, they're actually much more expensive than what we thought they would be coming here. We had money set aside that we knew when we came here we're gonna buy a car. We had to add to that because being on an island, it's more expensive for cars than it is on the mainland.
For sure, but the cars are in such great shape.
Are they ever?
Yeah, it's hard to tell even what year they were made because they all look brand new to me.
Right, so we're seeing cars here, like on their license plates, they have a little sticker that shows the year that they're made. So we're actually having a lot of fun. We go and we're looking at that car and we're trying to guess what year it was made, and we're usually quite a ways off. We've seen cars here from 1983, 1999, early 2000s, right up until now. But a lot of times you can't tell the difference between them until you start looking at some of the electronics inside. They look after their cars here. And I don't know, I guess there's not much rust to worry about here, but They're clean, they're well looked after, and I guess that's why they hold their value. So coming in at number 5, cars and roads shocked us.
Number 4, what shocked us is the walking groove. So what do I mean by the walking groove? We have lived our 50 years of life in North America. I don't think I've ever walked into anyone. I don't know if you've ever—
There's rules to follow.
Walked into anyone.
Rules of the sidewalk.
But here, whether it's in the mall or on the sidewalk, dog walking, parking lot, wherever, it seems we are always walking into people. There are a lot of British tourists, and I'm guessing that, you know, they drive on the opposite side of the road, and even in the mall, the escalator is on what we would consider the wrong side, which would be the right side for Brits, and up and down stairs is the same thing. We find ourselves often walking towards someone, they're walking towards us, we're moving to the right, but then they move to the left.
To their left.
And then we move back. There's just a different groove here. So the walking groove for sure shocked us.
Coming in at number 3 about what shocked us about living in a different country, on a different continent, here in Portugal, is the cafe culture. It is the real thing.
It's no joke.
Back in North America, you know, we only dream of having these beautiful cafes that we can go and sit at and look at the ocean or look at a nice forest scene. But usually what we're used to are Starbucks, our coffee shops. They're in a big parking lot of a mall, and you're looking at other cars and people busy going about their driving business and their shopping business. Here, there are cafes on every street front, under every building, all under balconies or along the ocean, just everywhere. And they're full all the time. When you get up early and go for a walk, they're full of people having their morning coffee and pastry. At lunchtime, which is about, I think, about 1 to 1:30
later
here.
than us.
That's another thing that shocked us. Bonus shock
Yeah.
is the time that they have lunch. It's all like 1:30, and you know, we're still used to eating between 11:30 a.m. and 12:30 noon. But they're full during the afternoon, and then later in the afternoon, people are having their afternoon coffee, and then in the evening, maybe it's after dinner, it's wine or beer they're having, but they're always full. And there's not really any to-go coffees here.
No, you don't see people walking with coffee ever.
Maybe there's places that you can get a to-go coffee, but you just don't see it here. People sit in, they have a small coffee, they have a medium coffee. They don't see them walking out with a big paper cup and walking around with their coffee. So the coffee culture here, number 3, shocked us.
Coming in at number 2, Portuguese patience. This is something that really shocked us.
In a good way.
In a really good way, and maybe was a lesson to us, and is so aptly timed as we retire and begin our second half of life with more stress-free living.
Lower our blood pressure, healthy living.
So I'll give you an example of Portuguese patience. The lineup at the supermarket. There's only 2 cashiers. The cashiers are seated. They are going slowly, bringing someone's groceries through. They are chit-chatting. They might turn around and speak to a colleague. They're calling for a price check. The line is long, and I mean really long.
Back in North America, people would be getting mad.
And even I can feel myself doing that, standing in line. They're smiling, they're standing, they're waiting. There's Portuguese patience, and it sure was a lesson to me standing in the line.
And it's the same thing for driving too.
Yes.
I was pretty nervous driving here on such a steep island with the narrow roads to begin with, and there's times where you're going up these roads and I need to turn around and go the other way, and I would almost get kind of panicked because there's nowhere really to pull off. You know, you pull off to the side, you put your hand out the window and you wave people through, or if you just do the big 5-point star turn around in the middle of the road and people just wait.
Yeah, so that is something that we admire about the Portuguese here, and something we are going to try and incorporate into our second half of life. Portuguese patience shocked us at number 2.
And coming in at number 1 about what shocked us, moving to a different country, to a different continent, specifically Portugal, and even more specifically the beautiful island of Madeira, is how quickly we are settling in to an amazing way of life here, and how much we absolutely love living here. The weather, the people, the nature.
The nature.
Just the way of life, the cafes and the clothing's nice.
Yeah, everything. And you know, we've been really fortunate. We've met people, we've made friends here. We're still exploring. There's so much to explore. We are so happy that we made this decision, and it is a big one to move across the world, obviously.
So coming in at number 1 about what shocked us was how much we love it here.
We hope that you enjoyed our 10 shockers for Portugal. We just thought it would be a nice light way to share with you some of the things that surprised us and shocked us moving here to Portugal.
So if you enjoyed our 10 reasons, please leave a comment down below. Tell us about what shocked you about your visits to Portugal. And please feel free to like our videos and to subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.
Take care, check back in, and
track us down.